Hey everyone, from the You Need Faith in Jesus team, and welcome to our new explainer where we're finding joy in the journey. Today, we are diving deep into Psalm 122. And it makes you ask a really powerful question. When was the last time you were genuinely glad to go worship? Not just, going through the motions, but truly joyful? Let's find out where that feeling comes from.
So the psalm just kicks off with this incredible burst of emotion, right from verse 1. David, the psalmist, isn't just checking a box here. This is not about some tiresome duty he has to fulfill. No, this is pure, authentic joy. He is absolutely thrilled to get this invitation to go to the house of the Lord.
So, you gotta ask, where does this feeling even come from? Well, the first part of the psalm tells us it all starts with a joyful invitation to worship. And this really sets up a powerful contrast, doesn't it? I mean, how often do we see worship as just another thing on our to-do list? Something we have to do. But for David, it's the complete opposite. It's not an obligation. It's pure, genuine excitement. It's a privilege, an opportunity he's just really looking forward to.
And get this, notice where that joy gets sparked. It's in community. He says, "They said unto me." See, it wasn't his idea alone. Our faith, it was never meant to be a solo mission, right? When you're around other believers and you feel that shared enthusiasm, man, it just fuels your own joy and makes you want to worship even more.
And this isn't just an Old Testament thing. It echoes right into the New Testament. Hebrews 10:25 tells us not to give up meeting together, but to exhort one another. And exhort just means to strongly encourage, to build each other up. That same spirit of joyful invitation that David felt, that's something we're called to do for each other right now, today.
Okay, so after that joyful invitation, what's next? Well, it's the arrival. The journey's done and the psalmist is finally standing in the holy city.
Wow. Can you just feel the awe in these words? Imagine it. After what was probably a long, tiring journey, they finally made it. They're not just seeing Jerusalem from a faraway hill anymore. No, their feet are actually standing inside the gates. The anticipation is over. This is real.
You have to understand, for an Israelite, Jerusalem wasn't just another dot on the map. It was the city, the one God had chosen. It was their capital, sure, but more than that, it was the absolute center of their spiritual lives. Being there, it was like being at the very heart of what God was doing on earth.
And this whole physical arrival, it's really just a picture of something so much bigger for us. The joy of finally getting to the earthly Jerusalem, it's just a shadow, kind of like a movie trailer for the real thing. The incredible joy we'll feel when our own spiritual journey is complete and we get to stand in the New Jerusalem with God forever.
So, they're inside the gates. What's it like? Well, the psalmist points out three really key things he sees: incredible unity, a system of justice, and a whole lot of thanksgiving.
So David looks around, and he's just amazed at the city. He says it's compact together. Now, what does that mean? It means it's strong, it's well-built, everything fits perfectly, it feels secure. And think about it. All 12 tribes of Israel, all different, all with their own identities, they all travel to this one unified place for one main reason: to give thanks to the Lord.
And that physical unity we see in Jerusalem, it's such a powerful symbol for the spiritual unity of the church today, Just like you had 12 different tribes all coming together in one compact city, well, the church is made up of people from every nation, every background you can imagine, and we're all brought together as one body in Christ, united in love, united in purpose. But Jerusalem wasn't just for worship. It was also the capital, the center of government. The psalmist mentions the thrones of judgment, and that's exactly what it sounds like. It's where the king, one of David's descendants, would sit to make legal rulings and make sure justice was served. And again, this earthly justice, let's be honest, it was probably imperfect at times, right? But it was always pointing to something bigger and better. It was just a foreshadowing of the perfect, unshakable, eternal justice that's coming when Jesus Christ, the ultimate Son of David, returns to rule his kingdom.
All right, so the psalmist has been observing the city, its unity, its purpose. But now, the psalm makes a turn. It shifts from observation to action. It gives us a direct command.
And here it is. This is really the heart of the Psalm's instruction. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. And check out how comprehensive this prayer is. It's for everybody. Peace be within thy walls. That's for the everyday person, the whole city. And prosperity within thy palaces, that's for the leaders, the government. It covers everyone.
Now, the Hebrew word for peace here is shalom, and we've got to understand shalom is way, way bigger than just, the absence of fighting. It's this rich, powerful word that means total wholeness, complete well-being, security, flourishing. So when you pray for shalom, you're not just praying for things to be quiet. You're asking God to make things whole, healthy, and thriving.
So, what does this mean for us right now? Well, it's not just one thing. We're actually called to pray for the shalom, that complete well-being of the literal earthly city of Jerusalem. But it doesn't stop there. We also apply that prayer to the church, God's spiritual city, and we apply it to our own towns and communities, the very places where we live and work.
And the psalm doesn't just leave us with a command. David brings it all home and makes it super personal. He shows us the why, the motivation behind it all.
Listen to how he puts it. I will now say, peace be within thee, and I will seek thy good. He's making a personal promise, a real commitment. And right here, in these last couple of verses, he lays out the two big reasons why he's so dedicated to this.
And the motivation, it's really a two-for-one deal, and you can't separate them. First, it's about love for people. He says he does it, quote, for my brethren and companions' sakes. But second, it's about love for God, because of the house of the Lord our God. See, love for God and love for people, they are the two engines that have to drive everything we do and pray for.
Okay, so how do we put all this into practice in our own lives? Well, Psalm 122 gives us 3 really clear steps. Number 1, gather with joy. Intentionally go to worship with other believers and see it as a privilege, not a chore. Number 2, pray for peace. And I mean really pray for that shalom, that total flourishing, for your church and for your city. And number 3, act in love. Let your actions be motivated by your love for God and for the people around you.
So you see, this amazing psalm starts with this big shared joy, and it ends with a very personal commitment. It's really a challenge for us, isn't it? To look at our own communities, our churches, our towns, and to actively work and pray for their good. So that leaves us with one last question to think about. For whose peace will you pray today?
Well, that's all for now. Thanks so much for joining us for this devotional from the You Need Faith in Jesus team. We really hope this journey through Psalm 122 has been an encouragement to you.